Hi there, and welcome to In Focus with Ken Clough Photography. I'm Ken Clough, and I want to thank you for tuning in today. We're diving into a topic that's close to my heart, and I believe it is one of the most important conversations couples can have when planning their wedding. Why your wedding photos matter more than you think. Now, I know that in the flurry of planning a wedding, from choosing a venue and writing vows to finalizing guest lists and tasting cakes, it's easy to look at photography as just another checkbox on a very long list. But today, I want to take you beyond the checklist and into the why behind those photos. Why they mean so much, why they last, and why they're worth your attention and investment. Let's jump in. The day goes by fast, but the photos stay. Weddings are beautiful. They're joyful, but they're also fleeting. I hear it all the time. The day went by in a blur. And it's true. You spend months, sometimes years, planning this one day, and then it flies by in the blink of an eye. Here's the thing. Your wedding photos are what remain. They're your proof, your memory, your way back in time. Long after the champagne has gone flat, the flowers have faded, and the dress is packed away, your photos are still there, preserving the laughter, the tears, the hugs, and every little moment in between. Photos let you relive the day through your own eyes, and sometimes, for the first time, see it through the eyes of others. You'll see your parents' expressions during your vows, the way your partner looked at you when you weren't looking, the dance floor chaos, the quiet moments no one noticed, all of it. This isn't just documentation, it's storytelling, and it's powerful. Photos capture emotion, not just aesthetic. Yes, wedding photos are beautiful, but more importantly, they're emotional. A great photographer doesn't just capture how you looked on your wedding day, they capture how you felt. That nervous anticipation before the ceremony, the weight of your partner's hands in yours, the smile you didn't even know you had during your first dance. It's not just your emotion, it's everyone's. Your grandmother holding back tears, your best friend giving a speech from the heart, your niece twirling on the dance floor. These are the real, unposed, authentic moments. And when captured with care and intention, they become some of the most cherished images in your entire life. These aren't just pictures for Instagram. These are pictures for your future, for your children, for anniversaries, and someday, maybe even your grandchildren's curiosity about where it all began. Photography as a legacy. Let's talk about legacy. It's a big word, I know, but it fits. Your wedding photos are not just for now. They're for later, for 10, 20, even 50 years from now. One of the most emotional experiences I have as a photographer is when a couple tells me, years later, that a loved one in their wedding photos has passed away. And those photos suddenly mean everything because they are there, alive in that image, laughing, dancing, holding your hand. Your wedding becomes one of the last memories with them, and these photos take on a new, deeper meaning. It's not just about capturing a marriage, it's about capturing life. This is what makes wedding photography so meaningful. It becomes an heirloom, a piece of family history. The invisible moments are most powerful. Some of my favorite wedding day photos aren't the ones you'd expect. They're not the formal portraits, although those are important too. They're the candid ones, the quiet ones, the in-between moments no one notices but say everything. Like when the groom is reading a letter from his soon-to-be wife and fighting back tears, or when the bride is laughing with her mom as she buttons her dress. The flower girl taking a nap during the reception, the best friend fixing your veil while cracking jokes, that brief moment of silence before you walk down the aisle. These are the things you feel but don't always see. And when you see them later, in photos, it's like rediscovering the day all over again. A great photographer is always watching for these invisible threads of emotion, and when we capture them, they become the photos couples treasure most. Why choosing the right photographer matters. Let's shift gears for a moment, because if we're saying that wedding photography is important, then it really matters who you hire to do it. And let's be honest, not all wedding photographers are created equal. When you hire a wedding photographer, you're not just paying for someone to hold a camera. You're investing in someone who understands storytelling, light, emotion, and you. Here's what I believe makes a great photographer worth the investment. Experience. And yes, we've seen it all. Bad weather, tight timelines, rowdy guests. We know how to pivot, how to problem solve, and how to keep the couple calm through it all. Instinct. A seasoned photographer knows when something meaningful is about to happen. We're always reading the room. We know when to step back, when to step in, and when to disappear into the background. Trust and connection. You should feel comfortable with your photographer. We're with you all day long, sometimes more than your own family. That trust lets you relax and just be yourself. That's when the magic happens. Artistic vision. It's not just about snapping pictures. It's about telling a cohesive, emotional story. You want someone whose style speaks to you and who can deliver images that feel like your love story, not just another Pinterest board. What couples tell me years later? Let me share something I often hear from my couples, not just days or weeks after the wedding, but years later. They say, I didn't realize how much these photos would mean to me until I lost my dad and I had that shot of him walking me down the aisle. Or, looking through our album on our anniversary brings it all back every single time. Or even, our daughter asks to see the wedding pictures all the time. It has become part of our story to her. That's the thing. Your wedding photos are not just for one day. They grow in value over time. They evolve with you, and they continue to give year after year. A message to couples planning right now. So if you're in the middle of wedding planning right now, and you're looking at your budget and thinking, do we really need to spend this much on photos? I understand. But I urge you to think of it this way. The cake gets eaten, the music fades, the day ends, but your photos, they're forever. They become one of the only things you have to hold on to when it's all over. So don't think of photography as an expense. Think of it as a gift to your future self. And more than that, choose a photographer who sees you, who listens, who connects with your story. Because you deserve more than just pictures. You deserve your story told in a way that feels honest, beautiful, and real. Thank you so much for joining me on this episode of In Focus with Ken Clough Photography. I hope today's discussion helped you think differently about what wedding photography really is, what it can mean to you, your partner, and your future. If you enjoyed this episode, please consider subscribing and leave a review. And if you have questions about photography, planning, or storytelling through images, drop me a message. I'd love to hear from you. This has been Ken Clough. Until next time, keep your heart open, your memories close, and your love in focus.